Good afternoon, everyone. Back again, once again, and I think today is almost rather appropriate. Obviously, you know that I'm a God-fearing man, and I don't want to actually sit here and preach to the choir, but sometimes you will sound like it. But once again, if it sounds like it pertains to your life, then use what I say to your advantage. I mean, study it, learn it, understand it. As time goes on. And I hope that one day that if you are not God fearing and have God in your life, I hope one day that you do. Or there'll be some days where I'm just literally giving my opinions on how my life went, maybe my experiences on mistakes and understandings will better your life as well. I am not claiming to be an expert. I am not claiming to be God. um, I am not claiming to be perfect. I am far from perfect. But on that note, today, I guess most Christians will say this is Resurrection Eve. Tomorrow is Easter. Tomorrow is the day that Jesus rose from the tomb. This is the day that made everything he said true and everything came to life. Um, Basically, you can tell anybody you want anything you want, everything you want, and in all reality, if you can't back them up with the actions, then they're just words. And God told everyone that he would be back on the third day. He would rise. Um, and when they rolled back the stone, he was not there. He had risen. He came back just as he said he would. And then he rose to heaven, leaving the Holy Spirit here with us on earth. And to me, that if you read the Bible, you may not have to understand it. You don't need to understand it right away. You really don't. God will make you and help you understand everything you need to know when the time is right. But his word is truth, and it is truth because of days like tomorrow, because he was true to his word. He did rise on the third day. He did come back, just as he said he would. All his word is truth. All his words are facts. If you read it, if you understand it, if you believe it, if you have faith in it, it can be very much a part of your life. Like I said, I don't claim to be perfect. Yes, I still make mistakes. I am human. But I get up every day and I try. Just for example, for today, I've been literally battling with myself um, if I should continue this blog thing. Um, and although God was telling me that I need to, I felt that in light of certain events over the last couple of weeks, I just, to be honest, I didn't have the desire. But as God fearing as I am, and I will not disobey God, I'm just that way. Um, Here I am. Um, but in all reality, he's given me everything that I have today. He's given me life. He's given me a great job. He's given me a few choice select friends that have brought meaning to my life. And he's definitely given me the understanding of his words. Um, and as your journey with God, if you start to learn his word, if you listen to it, it can very much be pertain to your life. But when someone like Facebook is filled with them, YouTube is filled with it, people will be out there to try and preach the word of God. Listen to it. Listen to it with your heart. Ask God to make you understand, because the devil can do just the very same thing that we do, that the ones that are doing it for the right reasons are out here doing, can very much do the same thing, try and make you believe. But they will only give you part of the story, okay? with every with everything you hear about God, everything you hear about what's in the Bible, take them and look at it and go to the Bible, go to the source. Ask God, is this true? To understand, and don't just take part of a verse. Just don't take part of it. Read the whole chapter. Read every verse before it. Read every verse, not every word, but read the chapter. Read the verses before. Read the verses after. Because some people can take parts of a Bible and pick it apart and make it sound exactly what they believe you need to hear, when in all reality that's not even true at all, because they picked it apart. You have to read them, and you have to read it completely for what it is, rather than what someone can make it out to be. Um, and this, over the years, have I wouldn't say angered me. It's more upset me, because there are pastors and preachers out there, um, telling people all these things about what the Bible says that they should do, and how they should be, and how they should act. When you turn around and you look at their life, and it's not. I mean, that they're not doing exactly what they're preaching. I mean, they're hypocrites. Um, this is one of the reasons why I don't go to church. But um, you know, read the Bible, read the verses before and read the verses after. Then you can fully understand what it's saying. And I think you'll see. I'll use certain verses throughout this time, not today, but throughout my blogs, and I'll give you kind of understandings what these some of these preachers and pastors are saying, or people are saying, when in all reality that it's not even close to what they're saying. Um, and I mean that by because the verses before, the verses after, kind of make you understand in light of what that verse actually is and means. So, on that note, today is going to be a short one. I hope and pray that everyone has a very enjoyable day tomorrow. It is Easter. Spend time with your children. If they don't understand God, or they get inquisitive about God, don't force Jesus on their lives. Okay, they're still young and innocent. They're in no way in no harm. But if you take them to church, and they get in one of these child care or children classes while you're attending church, and they start getting inquisitive about who Jesus is and who God is, you know, this is when you really truly have to talk to God and help you understand it and know what to say, because it is key critical that you say the right things in the right manner, because you could either destroy their soul or you can start building their soul. And I say that in a sense where, by what you say and what you do, up to the age of 3, they say, is key critical on what you say and what you do, because they will watch you, they will listen to you. Even from 3 till, I don't know, 3 to 10 years old, it's still possible that you can make a child understand. 10 till their adulthood, 18. It gets a little harder, and it's not impossible, but it just gets a little harder. And um, I'm one of those teens that understood. I knew about the Bible, I knew about God, I knew about Jesus. Um, but I was one of those. I was one of those crazy rebel teens. I chose to take my own path. I chose to do what things I did. And my dad always says, he says, they're your choices, and you have to deal with your consequences. And obviously, most teens believe, hey, I'm right, you're wrong, Dad. And go on and do their thing. Sure enough, um, the teen always ends up being wrong. But like I said, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've lived a life. I've actually lived a life that would probably have killed most people by now. Um, but here I am. I am a talking, living, breathing testimony. And if you ever want to hear the full story, feel free to text me, feel free to message me, and I will give you some things that will just totally blow your mind. Um, but here I am today. God didn't come to save the righteous. He came to save the fallen. He came to save the ones that have fallen and truly fallen down rock bottom and fell on their knees and finally asked God to come into their life and help them. And He has picked them up and He has lifted them on high and now sends us out into the world. And here I am. I can't ask for more. I can't ask for more because I don't deserve it. I can't ask for more because I feel I don't need more. I can't ask for more because He's already given me everything. Um, and you, I know some of you are saying, because I've said the same thing, and you look around and say, well, why can't God give me this? Why can't God give me that? You know, all I have to say is, I'm going to tell it like it is. You know, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be the one. I'm going to tell it like it is. I don't like to sugarcoat things. Maybe you need to look at what's going on in your life. You think you may be living right. You may think that you're doing things right. But seriously, look back. Look back. Start asking people, what do you think? And be open, because some people are going to tell you things that you may not want to hear. Be prepared for that. You know, some people like to do things in the sight of other people. Okay, I'm sorry to say, that's a hypocrite. Okay, you only care what these people think about you, not what God thinks about you. Okay, I don't. When I do things, I don't look around and see if someone's looking or someone's listening, or you make sure you tell them that I did. You make sure you tell them I did. Make sure I said no. Excuse me. I don't care what people will say or do or how they will react to certain words. When God tells me to do something, I'm going to do it, and I don't question what the people around me are saying or thinking or doing, or even if they're looking at me. Because in all reality, the only person that I'm going to have to please at the end of the day is God Himself. But you know, it pleases me in the same sense, and you will grow to love that, because I honestly and truly do care about helping others if I have the resources and the means to do it. Um, and I don't question, you know. But if someone was going to say, well, I need $20 because I have to I have to finish paying my electric bill, or I need gas in my car so I can go to work so I can make money, you know, then that's fine. If that's what you're telling me, you know, I'm not going to sit there and question, well, I don't think you are because I seen you yesterday drinking. You know, that's not for me to judge, okay? If you come to me with a lie, okay, and you use that money for something else, it's not me you're going to have to answer to. I can promise you that, okay? If you're telling me and I give you $20 and you go use it for drugs, you go use it for alcohol, you go use it to party, you go use whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's between you and God. And I can guarantee you that God's not going to let that just fly, okay? So if afterwards something or some things happen in your life that you are just really totally not pleased about, you should really think about what you had done. But in the same sense, you know, if you needed that $20 and it is a blessing, you know, and you did use it for what you said exactly what you needed for it, then the power to you. You will actually probably start to see good things happen from that. But then don't turn around and say, well, here's that $20. I'm never going to ask you back for what you borrow, okay? But I do say to people, I says, pay it forward. Everyone's heard that saying, pay it forward. Um, don't thank me. Thank God. God's given me what I needed to help others. Pay it forward, because one day you may come across somebody that's in times of need or in trouble or lowly or whatever, you know. And don't judge. Please don't judge, because keep remembering, no matter how big you get, no matter how rich you get, no matter how famous you get, you remember where you came from, okay? I remember where I came from, okay? Um, I won't judge you. I may be disappointed in things that you say to me. I may be disappointed in the things I see you do. Um, but I can never stop caring about someone um, in a manner that you just upset me so much that I just don't care to not associate with you anymore. yes, I do get disappointed a lot. I do, because in one sense, I I've been there. I've done that, and it hurts. And it hurts to see other people that they say that they're this at this part in their journey with God, but yet they're still saying and doing things that aren't that don't quite add up to that part of the journey. Um, don't lie to yourself about your journey. Be honest with yourself. You be honest with just yourself, okay, and God. But don't sugarcoat and tell people about other things that you're doing in your life. I don't care if Joe Schmo from Mexico knows how I'm doing in my journey with God. That's none of his business, or that's not. I shouldn't say none of his business. That's not his concern. My concern is what God believes, how I please God. Um, it took me. It probably took me a few years to get to this point now where I could actually start to get comfortable enough to um, start talking about God freely, and to do this on video, where potentially, and I say potentially, thousands, if not millions, of people could hear. Um, I'm not ashamed of God. I've never really been ashamed of God. Uh, Maybe not comfortable with talking about it really in public, because society doesn't society has become to where they get displeased about what you say and what you do. And yes, I did care. I used to care about what other people thought about what I did, and what I talked about, and stuff like this. But all that's gone now. Um, you know, and like again, it brings me to this point here. But you know, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Don't be dishonest with yourself or God. He knows. Um, read. You don't have to read the whole Bible, but if you hear a verse that you like, or someone tells you that you think maybe it might pertain to your life, grab a Bible. Read the verses before. Read the verses after. In other words, read the whole chapter. Okay. Um, and maybe this way you can clearly understand what it's saying in its right context, not just part. Okay. And I may touch and go with certain specific subjects: tattoos, drinking, drugs, relationships, uh, about what God really says about being saved. Okay, yes, I did say that, um, but maybe I might do that one next just to get it out of the way. But read the whole chapter. People love to take bits and parts of things and make you believe what it says, when it really, in all reality, says that's not what it's saying. Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna leave this one here short at 20 minutes, and like I says, hope everyone has a really nice and happy Easter. Spend time with your family. Please be safe. Please be careful. There will be lots and lots of traffic out there. But most of all, remember what Easter really is, okay? That is the day Jesus rose and came back, and everything he said became truth. Um, so, on that note, you guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. I will not be posting tomorrow on Easter Sunday, but I will be posting on the 2nd, the day after. So, on that note, you guys have a great afternoon, and I will see you on Monday.